look. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. She's so cute. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Shay and today we are going to be looking at the top 10 Tim Burton films of a film student. So today is going to be more of a chill video. I got my hoodie on, I got my 90s surfer boy hair out, I've got my cat. Come say hi. This is my cat. Hey. She hates me. She hates me. Her name is Nova. You can go back. I'm sorry. I just disturbed her and now she's left. She hates me. It is what it is at the end of the day. So anyway, in case you guys didn't know, which obviously you didn't because I've never mentioned it on my channel before, but I am currently a film student. I am studying digital media production, so we do film and TV, and I love it. It's great. I want to be a camera woman, cinematographer. So these are all personal preference. This is my opinion of the films. My order doesn't necessarily have to be the same as your order. This is just how I feel. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first one on my list is 9. If you guys haven't seen 9, watch it. I grew up on this film. I watched it all the time. Me and my brothers and my cousins, we watched it all the time when we were younger. Loved it so much. So if you don't know what it's about, it is after an apocalyptic war between the humans and the machines, and then basically the world is completely destroyed and void of human life, but there's ragdolls that are alive. It's so weird, and the world, it holds the key to the human salvation. So it basically follows these ragdolls that live, and one of them, called 9, they're all numbered. It starts with him. He's created about a voice box, and they go on this adventure to try and get the human life back and destroy the machines. It is so good. I did not know when I was growing up that it was a Tim Burton film, but then when I found out when I was older, I was like, it makes a lot of sense. It really does, because it really is like a Burton-esque type of film. Next on my list we have Sleepy Hollow. I love Sleepy Hollow. I haven't seen it as many times as I have other films. However, it is just, so the first time I watched it, the decapitation of the heads was so good. Fun fact, Tim Burton actually requested the decapitation of the heads to spin. He wanted them to spin, so a lot of detail went into the work of making them kind of spin when they got cut off. So if you haven't seen Sleepy Hollow, it is basically a retelling of the 1820s tale of Ichabod Crane, and he is a police detective, and basically he goes from New York to Sleepy Hollow to investigate a series of murders committed by the Headless Horseman. Definitely great film, great film. Johnny Depp is insanely good, and he looks so he's so cute. The acting is, I just love it. It's amazing. Next film, I think personally an extremely underrated Tim Burton film, Big Fish. It holds such a dear place in my heart. I love Big Fish so much. It makes me cry. Sorry, if you wonder what that bell is, it's my cat. She's living her best life. Just let her be. Big Fish is such a whack film, fam. It's so whack. The first time I watched it, it was just it was insane. It was so good. Basically, it is about Will Bloom, who returns home to care for his dying father, and basically his dad loved to tell stories. So after he passes away, Will goes through this he goes on this journey through this town to find out if his father's tales were real or not. It's so good. If you haven't seen it, this would probably be one on my list that I would say watch. It is so good. It is so good. It is sad. It's just so creative. You really don't see films like it anymore. The story is just insane, and it's really trippy as well. You try and have to decipher little bits and pieces to figure out what things mean, and if that's real or if this is fake. It's so good. 7 on my list. Number 7 is Frankenweenie. I love Frankenweenie. Love it. I love stop motion, all the stop motion films. I especially love that this one is in black and white. I think that's a really cool touch. And it just stands apart. I know Frankenweenie is a newer one. It is a remake of one of Tim's original films that he made, but it's just so good. Like, if I say newer, I think it was like 8 years ago now, which is crazy because I remember when it came out and I feel like that was like yesterday. So basically, if you haven't seen Frankenweenie, it is about a boy named Victor who revives his dog from the dead after he gets hit by a car, and then, like, you know, in the normal story, tries to hide him, all that jazz. People think he's like Satan, you know, like, shouldn't be doing that, and God didn't ask for that. So good, would recommend. Love the art style of it, love the stop motion, love the puppets, the story, everything, just so good. So next, I wanted really to stick to Tim Burton's films, unlike Sleepy Hollow, which was a retell, but I wanted to put Alice in Wonderland on here. I know it is a remake, like a live action remake, but I just think his adaptation of it was so good, and I also really liked the second one as well. But we're gonna go with the first one for the moment. So Alice in Wonderland is obviously, you know the story, everyone knows the story. Alice follows the White Rabbit down the hole into Wonderland, has to slay that dragon because she's a bad bitch, you know. Personally, I think the art and like the style that Tim brings to the film, like this version of Alice in Wonderland, is just so good. So good. Like, oh, the details, if you go back and if you look through the details of like Wonderland, like all of it, it's just insane. I think the cast was amazing. Again, Johnny Depp is an icon and we love him. Support Johnny Depp. He was just amazing as the Mad Hatter, and the woman who plays Alice, insane. Like the twins, you know, all of it. The mouse, R.I.P. It passed away, but just all of it was so good. 5 on my list is Sweeney Todd. I love Sweeney Todd. Going from like 5 downwards was so hard to pick, like my top 5, because I just love his films so much. I just want to tie them all. But Sweeney Todd, I was obsessed with Sweeney Todd for so long. I still find it so good. I loved the fact that it was like this juxtaposition of having a musical about a serial killer, do you know what I mean? About like people who are slitting people's throats and like eating them. It was just insane to me. So if you haven't seen Sweeney Todd, it's basically about a barber called Benjamin Barker who just gets out of prison. He was put into prison because this judge was jealous of his wife and he wanted him for himself. So he got Benjamin shipped off, gone, so he could like kidnap his wife and like marry her. So this is like set years later where Benjamin comes back and he is now Sweeney Todd. He wants revenge. So he basically sets up his barbershop with Mrs. Lovett and they slit people's throats and turn them into pies. Like, what more could you want? And there's songs in it. The tunes are actual beats. Like, I used to have them on my phone and I would be like jamming out to them. They are such tunes. Definitely recommend listening to the soundtrack. I have not seen the live musical, but if I have the chance, I would definitely go. Love it. Definitely watch that one if you haven't. Number 4 on my list is Corpse Bride. Again, stop motion, amazing, love it. Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, like basically every single Tim Burton film ever made. Nailed it once again. If you haven't seen Corpse Bride, it's basically about a man named Victor who is set up in an arranged marriage to a woman named Victoria, but when he starts messing up his vows and he starts freaking out, he goes into the woods to practice and he ends up proposing to a corpse. He gets dragged down to the underworld and basically this whole shabam happens. It's so good. Again, I love stop motion, the puppets, gorgeous. Oh my god. Emily is insane. The detail on her is always, Tim is so detail orientated and I love it. That's what I love about his films. They're just so good. All of it is just, I love as well that it is like a British film. There's a lot of British actors in it, actors and actresses. Basically the whole cast is British, and as a Brit myself, I love that representation, you know. Number 3, the top 3, basically we're on to top 3, we love that. Number 3 is, this is really hard for me because I love this film so much, but number 3 is Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice has such, I've seen it like a million times, such a special place in my heart. Winona Ryder, a queen, an absolute queen. Oh my god, it's just insane. If you haven't seen Beetlejuice, It is basically about a couple named Adam and Barbara who pass away in a car accident, and they end up haunting their houses as ghosts. So then this new family moves in, and basically it's about Adam and Barbara trying to haunt the new family out of their house. It's just so good. It's funny. It is so funny. The artwork, the style of it, it's quite old now, but it still is like the details in it. I have seen as well the Beetlejuice on Broadway. I haven't seen it on Broadway, but I've seen like clips of it. I've seen like the show. So good as well. Even that adaptation was like insane. Fun fact, it won an Oscar for the best makeup, the film did. And you can see why, because like Beetlejuice looks amazing. It is so good. I would definitely recommend this one. I say that about every single film, but like honestly I recommend them all. Top two. This one is probably gonna get some controversy because yes, it is not a Tim Burton film, but it is adapted from a Tim Burton poem. You'll probably know what I'm talking about. Number 2, Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes, Henry Selick directed it, the director of Coraline. I know that. I know, but it is Tim's. It's Tim's characters, it's Tim's story. It is Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, so we're going to put it on this list. I love this film so much. I've seen it a trillion times. Honestly, everything in my room is The Nightmare Before Christmas. I have a Nightmare Before Christmas blanket. I have Oogie Boogie, I have Jack, do you know what I mean? I've got calendars, I've got the vinyl, I've got little figures, notebooks. I have so much. Obsessed. I've got little pillows. I love Nightmare so much. If you haven't seen it, it's about Jack Skellington. He is the Pumpkin King, King Halloween, you know, Halloween Town where he lives, but he basically goes through a midlife crisis and he isn't sure if that's what he wants to do anymore. So he goes wandering through the woods and he ends up in a place called Christmas Town, and he's like, whew, mind blown. So basically he ends up wanting to take over the holiday, and it doesn't go to plan. Great for Christmas and Halloween time. I watch it all year round. I don't believe it is one season over the other. I've watched it so many times I know it word for word. The tunes in it are banging because it is a musical, but they're not like songs. They're more like talky songs, which I think it just adds to it really. Like it's insane. Again, stop motion, the work of it, the details, it's just always the details. So good, insanely good. I love the contrast between the dark like green blacks and like reds of Halloween Town, and then you go into Christmas Town and it's like bright greens, bright reds, bright whites, everything. And it just, when you switch from like one to the other, it's insane the difference between them. Number one, give this video a thumbs up if you guessed it. But my personal, I don't want to say like favorite because like I love them all, but this one is so special to me, is Edward Scissorhands. Edward Scissorhands was, I believe, if not Nightmare, the first Tim Burton film I saw, other than 9 as well, because my mum loved it. So she bought the DVD for me when I was about 7 or 8. Edward is such a sweet soul. He is so, he's like a little puppy. I just adore him. Again, Johnny Depp, Winona Ryder, ultimate pairing other than Helena Bonham Carter. If you don't know what it's about a man named Edward who has scissors for hands. He lives up in this like mansion on the mountain top, and then Peg, the Avon lady, she goes up there trying to sell him like some Avon stuff, and then ends up bringing him down to their like suburban town where he doesn't fit in, and it goes off great at the beginning but then obviously it's a Tim Burton film, things take a turn for like the worst. It's such a beautiful story. The cinematography, like the graphic, the lighting, everything is just gorgeous. That scene where like Winona is dancing in the ice with the snow is just so good. I love it so much. It's really just gorgeous. It will make you cry. It will make you laugh because it is funny as well. Edward is just the sweetest. I just want to like hug him so much. So that is the top 10 Tim Burton films of a film student. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye!